Show, Tolga. Here we're talking with Tolga Kumova, who is a director of Syrah Resources. Great name, great stock, exciting story. But why should investors be looking at Syrah right at this point in the projects?
Thanks, Kerry. Syrah Resources owns the world's largest and highest grade graphite deposit in northern Mozambique. It basically has more resources than the rest of the world's reserves combined. It's also extremely high grade. It's all on surface. It outcrops as a series of hills, a series of mountains. Extends for about 6 kilometres. It's 2 kilometres thick. We've drilled 300 metre holes from start to finish. It starts in graphite, finishes in graphite, and extremely high grade graphite. So these are all the characteristics required to actually produce graphite of a very high concentrate. However, the most appealing portion is the fact that we're going to produce at the lowest cost. So Snowden's engineering has done our modelling, and it's predicted that we'll have a tonne of graphite out of port on a boat for less than $200 per tonne. So when you compare that to the current price of graphite globally, somewhere between, depending on the qualities or the size of flake and the purity, between $1,500 and $1,000 per tonne, you'll find it's quite appealing in terms of margin.
But there's a lot of people saying that there's a lot of graphite, a lot of talk about graphite, and potentially it's overhyped itself. What are your comments on that?
So in terms of overhype, there's a number of different markets, and that's where the beauty of graphite is. You sell it into the carbon magnesia brick market, you can sell it in the lubricant market, into the brake liners, so there's various traditional markets. Then there's the recarburizer market, which is basically adding carbon back into scrap steel, which has been a typical place to sell graphite into, especially for the Brazilians and some of the Chinese production into Korea. And these are the markets that we're going to be targeting. And the reason we can do this is because of where we sit in the cost curve. Currently at $200 per tonne, we're able to comfortably sell into the recarburizer market at $1,000 per tonne. We will additionally target the traditional markets. So basically all the refractory brick producers around the world have all tested, sampled our material, understand that it's coming, and are looking forward to diversifying away supply from China. However, the most appealing and exciting part of graphite demand that's coming, and we can see it coming through in terms of conversations we've been having with all the battery producers, is there is going to be a flood of demand at some point. I can't say it's going to be next year, or the year after, or 5 years from now, but with what's happening with electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles, with personal energy storage, so your mobile phones, and especially grid storage. So there's a number of different applications that are coming that will require a large amount of graphite.
Okay, but why should investors look at Syrah right now? I mean, you've got a share price of $4.60. It's had a wonderful run, but a lot of people are saying it's had its time. What's your comment?
So the reason why we invested is because people are saying it's had its time. We're in the middle of about to finish our BFS, which is expected to have a very compelling NPV number and cost profile. It'll constitute of all the different markets and applications, so a lot of work that's being done on the marketing angle. So once this has been triggered and we're looking to spit out the cash flows that we are, so we're looking to build over the next 12 to 18 months. Once that's happened and we're actually in production, the projected cash flows from this deposit will basically allow us to pay dividends. So that's where the real appeal comes into our business.
So for those investors out there that want a dividend-paying stock in the near term, keep your eye on Syrah. Thanks for chatting to us today.
Thanks, Eric.